What is up, presentation phenoms? Like, we all need to become presentation wizards in how we present ourselves on stage, in sales. If we're trying to raise funds or talk about our business, it doesn't matter. We all need to present ourselves in the right light so people in that audience can become believers. Speaking of believers, let's go right now to Tokyo, where my sister Abbie Richie is keynoting a big event in Japan today. Abbie, what is up?
Yo, hi Todd. I'm so glad we were able to do this. Yeah, you too. You too.
Oh my God, this is so great. All right, tell everybody about the event. It's a age tech, like a technology event for senior citizens. Tell us about your event, and then let's get into the presentation elements.
Absolutely. So what the event here is called Age Tech X, and it's an opportunity for entrepreneurs who are creating innovative technology that they want to bring to market, and for large Japanese corporations who are wanting to invest in these age tech companies. And so we're really talking about how the entrepreneurs can properly present their innovation and how they can partner appropriately with different large corporations.
So a lot of this technology gets created by a smaller company, and in order for them to get mass adoption, they're going to want to partner up with somebody that already has name brand funding or even distribution. And in doing so, it becomes like a match made in heaven.
100%. In fact, I saw a really excellent example of this at CES this year in January, where inside the AARP Age Tech Collaborative, which is very similar to what the ATCX here in Japan is trying to create, inside that exhibit was the Samsung Health Home. And so Samsung, being a large corporation, has brought in some of this tech innovation into what they call their sandbox, and so that they can bring this tech to market.
Okay. I love it. Hey, you know what else I love is I can tell that you're wearing Nana's necklace around you, and I love seeing that. That like brings me to tears. All right. So how long from now are you keynoting?
In about 5 or 6 hours. So I'm up really early. I'm an early bird. The early bird gets the worm, right? And so I'm just in about 6 hours or so. I'm not counting. I'm just going to be ready for the moment.
Yes. When the bell rings, for anybody that's a presenter, when the bell rings, ding, ding, and it's your time to get out there and shine, you better make it happen. Now, Abbie, there's a lot of technology entrepreneurs that probably feel stuck. They've got a great product. They just don't know how to get it to the right marketplace. What about somebody who's got a product that is designed specifically for seniors? What are some things that somebody who's got age technology or technology for people of age or older age? What are some things
what are you trying to say there?
Trust me, I'm just trying. What are they, should they have in mind when they're thinking about how do they get their product, their technology in front of senior citizens?
Okay, I think one of the very best things that someone can do is spend time with the people they're developing their product for. Love on that person. You've got to know what they really need, and you have to really love on them far more than loving your own product. So perhaps you go and live at a senior living community to see how people are going to interact with each other and where there's a gap that you can fill. So that would be one thing. Another thing that I would recommend you do is you create really simple slide decks that don't scare people off. As an age tech expert, people come to me all the time, entrepreneurs wanting to show me their product so we could talk about it on TV, for instance. And they take me through this insanely long slide deck, which makes my head burst. And I'm sure you've been there too, Todd. And so word economy, slide economy, it's so important for an entrepreneur to have this. And then the third thing, you got to keep trying. You just have got to keep trying every single day to find that passion in your heart for the people that you're serving and be willing to fail like miserably and then get back up the next day and say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure this out.
Yeah, I love this. This is iteration, and rapid iteration is the secret. Falling in love with your clients and knowing what their needs are so you can serve them is the second secret. And keeping those slides really, really simple. Not because the audience might be in their 80s, but because humans need simple. Like, Abbie, whenever I have to present my slides to Tony before I go on stage, it's always if I've got more than 3 bullet points, I always hear there are 1, 2, 3, many. And after you get past the 3, people can't process all of that. And then for anybody that's going to be speaking at an event, they're going to be presenting, standing up and shining. What about next steps? Like, you have to be thinking about where the road for that audience goes next if you want to get the largest number of people to take the business action, which could be book a meeting, it could be make a purchase, maybe even make a donation. Give me some insights on this.
Yeah, it's so important to think about, where am I leading this group right now, today? Not just trying to just regurgitate all of your brilliant information, but really and truly, where do I want to lead them so that they could come to me and partner with me in some one way or another? And so just yesterday, I'm so very, very thankful, Todd, that you helped me put together a journey page based on asking me 4 or 5 different questions, simple questions, asking for simple answers, and then creating a journey page so that at the end of my presentation, when I put up that slide, connect with me, and there's a QR code, it's going to take the prospect and the person who's watching to a journey page that's going to guide them along the path in confidence, knowing that I am going to be the right person to help them make those next steps.
Right. Well, it's funny because yesterday you and I just rolled up our nerdy sleeves, and we've got the presentation mastery part, but we had to build out the landing page. Like, where does the audience go when they're ready to hire Abbie? And that page needs to have some key things, but maybe the most important is it needs to have a calendar link where they can schedule time and you get to meet with them and then evaluate if it's a good business deal. And one of the things that I've noticed is a lot of speakers are just thinking, because there's so much to prepare before you go on stage. They're just thinking about how do we need to look, and what should we wear, and how should our slides look, and never get to the real business element. But once you've connected those things, now you've got a real value that comes out of the conference besides vanity, so everybody can celebrate it together. And I don't think enough speakers are thinking about that. Why do you think most speakers are thinking they're going to pick up all their leads by just being on stage or possibly walking around?
Yeah. Okay. I think there's 2 points to this. So I will tell you firsthand that speaking on stage is the fastest way of accelerating yes. Right, Todd? Accelerating yes, because people see you up there speaking and sharing your knowledge in confidence, and they want part of that. And so that is a huge component to it for sure. Anytime you can do that, you're closer to closing that sale. Second to that, you want to make sure that you have the pieces in place. So it's not just, here's my business card or scan my QR code, but you've got the pieces in place, including answering some of their objections that you already know they're going to come up with, right? Like things like, well, what differentiates you from maybe your competitor? Right. And what is this going to look like moving forward? So you have to be ready to show that. And then, like you said, you have to be ready to offer a CTA, a call to action, whether it's a call me, schedule a call, let's meet here, that type of thing. And all of this needs to be contained in one smooth, easy to follow journey page.
Yeah, I love it. And maybe the last thing is, more often than not, people need to collaborate with somebody back at the office. Like they go and see you on stage, then they need to go speak with somebody at the office. Like, oh my gosh, you won't believe I just saw Abbie Richie. She was talking about X, Y, and Z. And then they share that page with somebody else who wants to be in the meeting. And now you've prepared, like you knocked down all the dominoes so that meeting can happen. I love it. Okay. Did you take that?
And you save yourself that next meeting because it's already recorded. So in this journey page, I have recorded quick, they're like a minute at the most videos along with corresponding text. So that's answering why you would want to partner with me. Here are some of the objections. Here's how you can schedule with me, which allows me to champion my own purposes in front of an audience who wasn't there.
Yeah, if you're going to ask people to navigate the path to hire you on their own, you're going to end up with less people because the odds are that most people just aren't going to be able to figure that out. And I like that. The QR code also is really helpful. Like, give you guys all an example. Abbie walks through the event, and let's say people walk up to her. She could anybody that wants more information, she could give them a QR code. They could scan it. Abbie could have I call them fast paths that could be, that's the dog. I went the wrong way on the fast path.
The fast path.
He's wearing socks. He wouldn't stop licking his paws, Abs. So I put socks on Happy. Okay. So I just have different fast paths and I know what they are. And before somebody asks for something, I want to get your book. I'm like, oh, here it is. And then that way I can take a large audience and funnel them in the right directions. Now let's go up one more level. Let's talk about a pro tip. If you have, sometimes I have 60,000 people in the audience and those are all valuable.
You're so cool, Todd. How can you help?
Abbie, here's the deal. In an event, you can speak to more people about your business than you could do all year on Zoom meetings. And you could do it like that. So the next trick is, can you give anything away? Because when you give something away, like, let me give you like a scorecard on what they could do now to improve their product, and you use a tool like Score app, then everybody goes in there and you just sort the people. And the people that have the right money, we'll do this next time, girl. The people that have the right money, they end up in your calendar. The people that aren't qualified end up with a free course that you created. And the people that, could be a good referral partner, and all those audience members ends up in the appropriate buckets. So think about me. What do I got? I got Wirebuzz, my marketing agency. I've got my Todd coaching speaking business. And the third one is I've got my there's a third one. Oh, Clarity.
Good luck.
Okay. My good luck.
Right.
And there's Clarity. So what am I doing? Do you need marketing support? Go this way. Do you need speaking? Do you need coaching for your sales? Go this way. Or do you need the next one, which is using a SaaS product to close more deals and create journey pages? And it suits them. And then when you're done with your event, out of the 60,000 people, now you've got your buckets filled up and you're not burning time. So
I love that.
That's kind of how I look at it. You can tell that Abbie and I nerd out on these things because these are really critical moments. Hey, for anybody that's thinking about getting themselves onto big stages, what kind of mental prep do you have to go through on game days like today?
So I like to stick to my routines. Even though I'm in Tokyo, I'm still going to stick to my morning routine. One thing I love doing is like to get out for a morning gratitude walk. I do this at home too, every single morning. Maybe it's 10 minutes. I just walk around the block. I keep it simple. And I'm thankful. I just say everything that I'm thankful for. And this just helps me start my day. So I like to stick to my routine. Next, I always like to envision the positive outcome. I like to envision pretty much every time I go on TV, which is at least weekly, I like to envision walking off the set and my producer says, "Oh my gosh, great job." My co-hosts are like, "That was amazing." And so I always like to envision the outcome positively, that I'm going to hear those words. And then I just know that the right thing is going to happen. I do. I always have this sense of confidence that I'm here for a reason. I've been selected to be here. And are you crying, bro?
Yes, because I just got emotional. I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay.
She got really emotional.
What happened now? What happened now? What happened now? What was it? Come on, tell us. Tell us.
I visualize.
Yes.
I visualize. Yeah. And the first time I stepped on, prior to stepping on Tony's stage for months, I visualized me stepping off stage and the crew giving me a standing ovation. And I literally got a standing ovation backstage when I got off stage the first time. And I just thought about it as you were talking about the power of visualization. And I'd never put together that I had already manifested that moment. And when I walked off stage, that was my first confirmation that it was a job well done.
Yes. Awesome. It's so powerful to manifest the outcome. It is so, well, a lot of times we manifest the process, we manifest getting that all important call, but we don't think about how we're going to feel after you've performed or after you've done your segment. And that is all part of it, just getting in that feeling and getting excited about that. And when you have that kind of excitement and the confidence, that carries across.
Yeah, I love it. All right. So what is the state of age tech like in Japan? Are they behind where the US is?
They are behind where the US is. Thankfully in the US, ARP has done a tremendous job of creating a collaborative environment for startups to receive mentoring and connecting with investors. And so they're definitely ahead of the scene by only a couple of years. It's not that much. And so one thing that we're doing here in Tokyo is we're bringing that skill set, we're bringing that knowledge to large Japanese corporations and sharing that with the startups.
I love that.
And there's also different emphasis here on where do our older relatives go when it's time for them to either stay at home, go to a community, for instance. The emphasis is really different. However, we're all dealing with people that we love, people that we admire, people we respect, and we want to treat them with integrity. So like last night, I was at a dinner and everyone went around the room and talked about what their experience is with age tech. And just to hear the heartfelt stories and knowing that, whether it's your uncle, your mother, or your grandmother, you just want to find the right solution to make their lives better because they have made your life so much better.
Yeah. I totally get it. For those that don't know, Abbie and I were partially raised by our grandparents. And the necklace that Abbie's wearing has such big significance because that's our grandma, her necklace. And I remember helping them with their medication. And I remember how I was 35 at the time and I was way out on the deep end. I couldn't do it. And I kept thinking if there was a technology back then that would help me organize their pills, I could be a better advocate for them. I can't imagine how anybody would do it without somebody there telling them all the time. And yet that's a perfect place for technology to step in. But we know it comes in a variety of parts of our lives, or almost even every part of our life. So it sounds like there's a great opportunity, especially as population is aging, and in some countries more than it's filling in below. It's a really great niche to be able to serve people with technology. I'm so proud of you. And
thank you.
And then you fly home tonight
Tonight. That's right. And the reason I'm leaving so early is because I'm speaking on another stage on Friday. So in Arizona, and this time I'm talking about older adults being safe online, and so online safety and security is another pet topic of mine, something I'm very passionate about. So just like you were talking earlier, you've got your marketing end, you've got your book, you've got your product. It's like I have all these different buckets in which I speak, and I want people to be able to be funneled appropriately into those areas so that they can get the support that they need.
That's fabulous. She's Abbie Richie. She is not just my sister, but like me, she is committed to serving people and helping impact lives. And Abbie, I'm so honored that you would take time out of your big keynote day in Tokyo to come on here and to talk with me. Please do me a favor, blow up my phone when you get off stage. I can't wait to get the update. Make sure you envision yourself shining when you're up there so you can serve people. Visualize yourself getting that backstage standing O from the crew. And I can't wait to see photos, girl.
Right on, Todd. Thank you so much. It's really pumped up my morning, and it was great to talk with you. Thank you for everything. And, and for helping me put together the journey page, which, by the way, is the same exact method that you've been teaching for years and years now. And so it's like, it's the same exact thing that we talked about years ago. And so it's just, it's great that this is so evergreen, right? It's evergreen.
It's the Swiss Army knife. You can use a journey page for anything. You got to take people on a journey. So, and most people don't ever put it together because they think that the right people are going to find them, but that's also a recipe to underperforming and not hitting your revenue goals. And if we know anything about Hartley's, we're overachievers. Ab, love you so much. Crush it. Represent the family well. Can't wait to see you. Yeah. And I'll push this video out. Take care, girl. So that's my sister. She's in Tokyo. We are super proud of her. And I can't wait to see you when you're back in town. All right, I already said goodbye to you. Yo, that was a powerful episode. And from what we just learned, it should be obvious how you can now implement these lessons in your life to get to the next level. Now, before you bounce, I just have 3 quick thoughts. First, thank you for taking me on your incredible life journey. Second, if you receive some value from me and you want to pay it forward, it would mean the world to me if you left an honest rating and review at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen. I'd be incredibly grateful. And lastly, if you share this episode, whether it be a screenshot or a photo from where you're listening, anything via Instagram stories or LinkedIn, Facebook, or any of the social media sites, just tag me and the guest. I'll repost your content and I'll reply back in the comments because I love mixing it up. In fact, I'd love to share your shout outs in my feed too. Not only are these shout outs really good for you and for me, but they also help us book more amazing guests because they'll be able to see the reach that you're helping to cultivate. This is a way for you to help contribute to the show. So thank you again for listening, and I look forward to earning a regular spot inside that ear of yours. Let's grow.